Hello. Hey, everybody. Where's everybody? Now, I know I haven't done too many lives lately because my little dog has been dealing with some health issues. And she's 16 years old, so it's always a lot of concern when your dog vomits, and the vomit is kind of like blood in it. So that's what tipped us off. That Muffin had, I guess, pancreatitis, maybe something with her kidneys, maybe something with her liver. I don't really know. I'm not a veterinarian. I'm just a dog mom doing the best that I can. So, how do you like my background music? Of course, I am only speaking to the replay people right now because nobody sees that I'm on live yet. Oh, wait, we got people coming on. And I have to say a big welcome to my newest member, Regina Tom. I don't know if she's on yet, but anyway, I love you so much, Gina. And there's Darla. Darla, it says your message was retracted. What's going on? But thank you for the thumbs up. So I am such a work in progress, but that's okay. Yeah, I try to be a good dog mom, Darla. That's for sure. But I still feel kind of guilty because I wonder, did I feed Muffin? I was feeding her Caesar. That's really not very good dog food. I don't know. It's really hard. It's very expensive these days to be a good dog mom, and the cost of vet care is skyrocketing and really gets to be a problem when your dog is older and starts having medical issues. There's LaDonna. Hello, darling. How are you? One of my wonderful members. So, anyway, I am waiting for my audience to come on. I wanted to see what kind of people respond to me in my metamorphosis to become the adoption lady. There's Barbara. Hi, Barbara. Another one of my members. So I know it's not that I did anything wrong, Darla, but I think that these days we have to be super, super vigilant about what we feed our pets, as well as what we feed ourselves. And I'm always worried about what I'm eating, and then I'm like, well, what's Muffin eating? So 10 degrees is very cold, Barbara, so you can pretend you're in Florida. It's a little chilly here too, but it's not 10 degrees. So just waiting for my audience to build up. I was on the beach earlier today. I did a sunset show and trying to explain to everybody why it's been a little bit, I don't know, a couple days maybe. I haven't been going live because it's been really hard for me with my dog sick like this. And we've got people from all over the world here. Hello, people from all over the world speaking languages I can't even read. I mean, what are those letters? Anyway, it was a very, very beautiful sunset tonight. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. And that's one thing you're always going to see on the beach report is the beach, especially the beach at sunset. Hi, Laura. So people are coming on that I know and people I don't know. Yes, I'm from the United States. We are here in sunny South Florida. So I was wanting to talk about adoption tonight. Well, it's not a replay now, darling. You're on live. Hello, India. So, anybody out there who is adopted, I'm wondering if you're older, middle aged, like I am. By the way, I just turned 59 years old. And I'm wondering how many of us older adoptees who were adopted in the mid 60s to mid 70s have you met your biological parents? It's a very interesting topic, I do believe, especially since I have a brother and sister who were also adopted like I was, and they have never met their biological family. But I did because I was found. So it's kind of different. Um, you're thankful. That's good. I'm thankful too. Uh, I think it's different for somebody who is found as opposed to somebody who actively searches for their biological family. The process is, well, it's different if you're not looking, and they show up. That's kind of cool. At the same time, if they show up and they don't tell you who they are and they lie to you, that's very uncool. So, maybe I'll have to do a like top 10 do's and don'ts in contacting your biological family. But I think that the worst thing you can do is to lie to the people that you're looking for when you find them, So you find your biological mother somehow and you call her up and you pretend to be somebody else and trick her. That's just so, it's devious. It's not nice, You got to be honest about it, because honestly, when you're adopted, it's kind of like everything about you and it isn't like a lie, but it's not exactly true either. When I was born, and all children who are adopted in the United States, when we get our birth certificate, it says that we were born to the parents who are raising us. And there is no way to tell from an adopted child's birth certificate that they were adopted. It just says, it looks like a real birth certificate, but it's not. I understand some adoptees have problems sometimes because of that, like as in getting passports and things like that. I have never run into any problems with my birth certificate being faked, if you will, but it's all good. Did you guys do you guys like this background music? It's kind of making me want to go to sleep. See if we can find another better music that they won't take away my monetization. Little Chopin. I love piano music. And, what if I'm here just playing the piano? Can they get me for that? I don't know. Chopin. Is it trademarked or copyrighted after, when did Chopin first come on the scene? I don't know. I hope I'm not like hurting myself here. Anyway, not too many people on tonight, and I'm also afraid now to sing and afraid to play karaoke music, which has always been part of the Beach Report show. What are you gonna do? Uh, I mean, it's always so much fun to let loose and sing, dance, have fun with you guys. If I can't do that, I guess I'll have to read. I hope this background music is okay. I am just a little bit afraid that it might be copyrighted because it is actually Chopin. I don't know. I'm going to see it. Maybe I need to find something royalty free. I'm going to look for royalty free, copyright free. You see what this one, oh no, this is the same one I just did. That one sounds a little bit scary. Okay, this is pretty good. Oh, is it really? Is it public domain? Are you sure about that, LaDonna? Yeah, I thank you, Barbara. I think it would be a good idea to have rules and ideas for people who are looking for their families. I know, I don't want to stop singing either, Deborah. Is this too much of a beat? I want to go back to the Chopin. Because seriously, if you guys are sure it's copyright free now, after 50 years, it might even be after 99 years, but that's fine. Enjoying my Cafe Bustelo, my holdout from my husband in his coffee days. Okay, so I'm going to read because from my book. Wait a minute, let me turn the camera around. Hold on. Wait, uh-oh. Sorry about that. Oh, there we go. So my book, which I really have to start promoting because I will not put it on Amazon. Not yet, anyway. It's too precious to me. I don't know. Am I weird? I'm just so afraid to put it out there like big time. I just want to work with my followers, you know? Now all of a sudden my nose is itching. Ah, sorry guys. Okay, I'm going to read. This is the author's introduction to my book, Do You Think About Me on My Birthday? So get relaxed, have your hot cocoa or your rum toddy or whatever you're drinking tonight. Be comfortable, get in your jammies, put yourself to bed. Jill's going to read you a story. Okay, so this is the author's introduction. November 30th, 1965 is the anniversary of more than just my birth. It's also the anniversary of the day I lost my mother. From the moment I exited her womb, we went our separate ways. Mothers lose babies and babies lose mothers sometimes, but when it happens to you, it's an alienating experience. Lost mothers and lost babies may go on to find other families, but they never forget each other, living or dead. I immediately tried to get over the loss of my mother on the day I was born. Put into a foster home for the first 2 weeks of my life, I was cared for and fed without love. So I put on a happy face and did what I could to charm all the adults around me into loving me enough to keep me alive. For those 2 weeks, I had nothing. No mother, no father. Even the onesies I was wearing had to be returned. If my birth certificate is accurate, despite much of it being falsified for adoption purposes, then the last time I felt the warmth of my mother's body was at 4:05 a.m. on that fateful Tuesday morning. That date and that time have always held immense significance for me. My adoptive mom used to tease me about the way I acted before my birthday, saying, "It's like you think it's a national holiday or something." But I could never explain to her that it was the one day in the year that my biological mother couldn't forget about me, because on that day, more than any other, I was thinking about her too. The fact that she existed somewhere out there in the world fascinated me. I wondered if she looked like me, if she thought about me much, and if she had any regrets about giving me up for adoption. It was difficult for me to understand the standard explanation I was given. She loved you so much that she gave you up. She wanted you to have a better life. It never made sense. The mommy I had now loved me too, and she wouldn't give me up for anything in the world. So excuse me for being confused. I was told that adoption was impersonal, that the people who gave me up for adoption did so without knowledge of who I was or what I would mean to them in the future. I started to think of the womb as merely a portal, a construction zone of sorts in which recycled souls receive their earth suits before re entering the world. I believed that God blessed my earth suit with the soul of a wandering Jew, a scribe destined to live an interesting life during interesting times. Boy, you could say that again. I eventually learned that my biological father was Jewish, but my biological mother was Christian. I was told that despite this, she deliberately chose to give me to agents for the Jewish God, Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, King of the universe. I was chosen to embrace God as my salvation, and Jesus was my friend. In 1965, Jewish girls who married Jewish doctors were considered fortunate, and illegitimate babies with Jewish blood hit the jackpot when given to such a couple. The Jewish Family and Children's Agency arranged my adoption, intending to guarantee me a lifetime of love and security. In the months prior to my birth, the adoption agents scrutinized my biological parents and reviewed prospective adoptive parents until they found the best match for me. And it was personal. Days after my birth, and clearly without my consent, they converted me to Orthodox Judaism in a private immersion ceremony, like a baptism, and it was personal. The only ones without a personal choice in my future as myself were my adoptive parents. They often told me, "We chose you." But the truth is, they would have taken any baby the agency handed to them on that day without question. From the moment I was conceived, God and Jesus had unique ways of keeping tabs on me. God chose me for me a loving Jewish mama whose devout belief in him was surpassed only by her desire to become a real mother to live children, unlike the ones who died in her womb. She didn't care whose children they were, because as soon as they were placed into her arms, they immediately became her own. And she would thank God for the three of us every single day of her life. Keeping their promise to the adoption agency, we three kids were raised to be religious Jews, but with a twist. They moved us to suburbia before it was cool. Up until the 1980s or so, Jews in America typically stayed within their own close-knit communities. The suburban synagogue we attended was founded by a handful of Jewish transplants in the late 1960s. Our parents moved us there in the early 1970s, and we fit right in. Our small congregation, then known as the North Hills Jewish Community Center, held services in local churches and catering halls. Sunday school took place in a Catholic high school where statues of Jesus and Mary bore silent witness to my Jewish education. Often placed in the corners of the classrooms, these figures evoked many questions in my mind, but the Jewish Sunday school teachers never acknowledged them. Fascinated, I liked looking at them, and the mother and child statues gave me comfort. However, asking about Jesus seemed wrong, just as talking about my biological mother seemed treacherous. This is one of my all-time favorite songs. I think this is called For Release. I think it is. Anyway, I love this song. It was great that it started playing while I was reading. So, yeah, Squanch, you're a fellow Heb, huh? You understand Hebrew? I only understand it when it's said in the synagogue, like in prayers and stuff, or like certain things like that we would say in Sunday school and Hebrew school, like what when everybody was loud, they'd say Shevik Bavakasha. Hey, that means shut up. All right. Anyway, I wanted to do a little reading and provoke some thought. And I know that when it comes to YouTube, and if you are new on YouTube, as far as you're also a new YouTube partner like I am, and you're just getting started, It's not that I don't feel like I'm new to this because I have been on Facebook for 10 years doing the Beach Report, but it seems like YouTube is a kind of a whole other world and all sorts of different stuff going on, and you can buy me gifts and thank you Squatch, and there's like just all these opportunities have opened up now that I am a YouTube partner. I will never have any opportunities on Facebook because they falsely accused me of something I definitely didn't do. And as a result, they tell me my page is always at risk. Always at risk. Anyway, whatever. I don't care. However, in the news, this is very interesting. President Trump is going to fight the social media censorship. Super excited about that. What is the secret of my teeth? Genetics. I don't know. Braces. I don't know. Clean living. I brush them. Actually, they're not as wonderful as they look. I have lost two teeth. These two chompers back here broke off in my mouth. That's what happens when you get old. Your teeth start to fall out. As you're eating things, it's really fun. It's not fun at all. Anyway, yes, and President Donald Trump is the Times Person of the Year. So I know it's like kind of like liberal heads are exploding over that one, but you know what? Time, so irrelevant. Who cares anyway? Of course, it's Trump. Trump's the most magnanimous, magnetic personality we've probably ever seen. He's like Winston Churchill on steroids. It's like amazing. Deborah says she was raised Catholic and went to church for 2 hours every Sunday with the priest facing his back to me speaking Latin. I feel your pain. I know, right? What the actual? Oh my gosh. Oh, the witches of the View are just going to say something stupid like, Hitler was on the cover of Time too, don't you know? Of course, that's what they say. Hello, Renee. So good to see you. But yeah, they're always going to find something to be butthurt about or to, say nasty things about us, make America great again people. And we really just have to ignore it now because we know the truth. We're in the majority. More people think like us than don't think like us. So don't let the small stuff, don't sweat the small stuff. There's just no reason to even clap back at them because they're ridiculous. And we all know that 4 years of President Trump is exactly what the doctor ordered. And one thing I do want to talk about that the mass deportations. Did you hear that Texas? There's a rancher in Texas who is actually donating more than 1,400 acres that actually has been a spot where the illegals come through and it's been a problem. Anyway, they're donating the entire area for the mass deportations. It just keeps getting better and better and everybody's on board. Everyone's like, finally, let's take care of this problem. um Squatch loves it when people, your brethren, like what brethren? Like people from Israel? Who's speaking Hebrew here in America? Usually they're from Israel. I have very good friends from Israel. They never try to speak Hebrew with me. They know better. Um, but anyway, yeah. So it is super exciting to think about all of the changes that are coming to our country. Until then, we do have to pray for those children who are being trafficked through our illegal uh, system. What do you call it? I call it a HT system. You know what that stands for. If you have yet to listen to Dr. Phil interviewing Tom Homan, oh my goodness. So fascinating. and also so clear that this problem is real, and Pizzagate, it's real. Like, it's all real. All of the crazy stuff that I've been talking about for years is all real. In fact, today I was listening to a podcast with, I think it was Callie Means was on it. You know, Casey and Callie Means, the doctor, and I think he's not a doctor, but maybe he's a lawyer. Anyway, the brother and sister dynamic duo who are enlightening everybody about the poisoning of America through our food. As is RFK Jr., everybody's getting on board. Oh, The View, bye bye. Those people are so irrelevant and they just look crazy. You know, everybody who's still squawking about how much they hate President Trump, y'all look crazy. You know, just shut up. And we're not afraid of him, okay? So you can stop trying to make us afraid for our democracy. It was you guys who were trying to destroy our democracy, as is evident from trying to foist an unprimaried candidate on the Democrats who did not choose for Cackles to be their candidate. They chose a Sleepy Joe. Is he really still president? Like, what's going on with that? Oh, so by the way, I need a sound check. I'm sure that you can hear me because nobody's complaining about the sound, but I have a new microphone and I just started to use it right now today. So tell me if does it sound better? Does it sound worse? Like, what's going on with that? And oh yes, Rob Schneider is going to start his own version of The View. That is super exciting. So, and it won't be where people disparage everybody for their choice of political candidates either. So thank you for the sound check. Thank you guys. Thank you. It sounds better. Oh good. Oh good. Yes, I did a little Black Friday shopping and treated myself to some new equipment. Actually, treated the Beach Report to some new equipment because Lord knows I got to compete. But no, seriously, thank you for the sound check, everybody. I have a lot of plans for the Beach Report now that I am a YouTube partner. I'm treating this very seriously because it looks like I could really like make something of the Beach Report. Like we could get up there and rise to the top and be one of those shows everybody's watching, and I could actually support myself. So I'm not looking to get rich. If I could just pay for my bills, that would be awesome. If I could pay rent, even better. We'll see what happens, but there are many ways for me to actually make money doing what I do best, which is the Beach Report. It's kind of my jam, you know. I've been doing this for almost 10 years now, and I never wanted to be in front of the camera before. This is not ever my plan. In fact, it was always my plan to be behind the scenes. In fact, I was behind the scenes at Nickelodeon. I was a TV writer for Nickelodeon. And yes, sometimes they did make me go on camera, but they always had me in so much makeup you didn't really even know it was me. One of these days, I will treat you to a glimpse of my former life as a Nickelodeon television writer. I've had some very interesting times. All right, well, and thank you for saying I'm hot. It's hilarious. I'm not trying to be hot though, seriously. I am only here actually trying to become the adoption lady because I do want to help other adoptees and even parents who are, maybe searching for their own kids or whatever. I'd like to be a bridge between y'all. I'd like to start that conversation. That's what I do best is start conversations. In fact, my book, like it was yesterday, A Journalist Files Since 9/11, is also a conversation starter about 9/11. So anyway, if you like what I'm talking talking about, and I'm also going to be teaching people how to write their memoirs. That's also my jam. I love personal stories, and I love helping people to put their own life stories together so that they can share their memoirs, even if it's only with their family. And it's so important to write your life story. Not everybody has to read it, but your ancestors, they will thank you. All right, you guys, I am going to thank you so much, LaDonna. You're so kind. By the way, your book went in the mail today. So, and if you're wondering what book that would be, Do You Think, whoops, wait, let me turn the camera around. Do You Think About Me on My Birthday? A mind-blowing adoption story, actually about how I was found by my biological parents. Adoption changes lives. Let me take you on the tumultuous journey of my alter ego, Leah. An adopted child, Leah sees life through the lens of the profound loss of a mother she never knew. Raised in a loving, devout Jewish family, Leah cherishes her life until a shocking revelation shatters her sheltered world. Wow. Shh, shh, shh. So much alliteration there. Navigating the often devastating path of love and self discovery, Leah finds out that everything she once believed is not as it seems. So that's actually the first night I spent with my adopted parents. There they are, Hobson. And I used to call my dad Barnyard sometimes. Hobson and Bernie and me as a little tiny baby. All right, you guys. Well, I want to check out for now. And Muffin is fast asleep. And thank you all for your prayers. I know everybody is pulling for Muffin. She's 16 years old, but I got to tell you, she still has a wonderful attitude and quite a zest for life. So, not counting her out yet. And I will do anything to help her to rally against whatever's ailing her. But she's like, today she literally grazed the whole day, eating. That's why I call her Muffin the Mouth. And it was good to see her eating like that because she didn't do that a couple days ago. All right, she's on the mend. So I'm going to say ciao for now. Arrivederci. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. We'll see you on the next Beach Report.